Good morning. Welcome to your Monday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. Back on our typical time frame here. It's been a couple of interesting days. So, I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, and it's Monday, which means it's yoga day. I'm all excited. I could use some stretching. A few too many boxes packed this weekend, I think. So, good morning, Luann. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. We have a card from a deck we haven't seen in a while, the Higher Intuitions deck. There we go. My flip screen's working today. It's going to be a good day. Good morning, Diane. Welcome, welcome. Higher Intuitions by Christy Robinette and Jonna Gibson Bowman. And this is an awesome card. It's one of two fantasy cards in the deck. And let me see if it tells me how many cards. Yes, 44 cards in the deck and one of two fantasy cards. It is Phoenix. Phoenix, and it's called Take Flight. Take Flight. And I'm going to move it closer so you can get some of the detail on there. I've always thought phoenixes were pretty cool. So we want to take a couple of nice deep breaths and just settle in. Oh, I'm getting a hit here, so we're going to follow the hit first. Let's just do a round of tapping, and the round of tapping is just to clear out, open us up, create space. So, side of your hand by your baby finger, you're just going to tap. We're not even going to use words, we're just going to tap. If you would prefer to bang both of them together, you can certainly do that. If you have glasses, you probably want to take them off because they tend to interfere as you're working your way around the face. Inside corner of the eyebrow. You can be thinking about peaceful thoughts. You can come up with a statement you want to tap for. But basically what we're doing aside of the eyes is we're just clearing things out. Opening us up, calming things down, creating space for the words that are coming today. Under the eyes. And sometimes just sort of doing this whole body flush is a good thing at the beginning of the day and the end of the day. Under the nose. Under the mouth, collarbone, and we were doing some of this yesterday on Empowerment Rising, and one person noted that when she's just doing this as part of the whole process, it doesn't matter if she's tapping over her clothes. If she's doing it to calm down, then she wants to go under her clothes and be on her skin tapping. So you may notice a difference if you're tapping on your skin versus if you're tapping on your clothes. Under the arms, like where the bra strap runs across, I call this the monkey. And around the crown of your head. Nice deep breath in. Let it go. And we'll go to our card. First, I gotta put the eyeballs on so I can see. So again, our card is Phoenix. Take flight. So listen to these words. Enjoy these words. I just think this is a lovely card. Take flight. Keywords are newness, rebirth, change, and vividness. The quote is by Henry Van Dyke. When once you have tasted flight, you will always walk the earth with your eyes turned skyward. For there you have been, and there you will always be. Phoenix is helping you shed your old ways in order to prepare you for your new life, one that you have been waiting for. I like this next line. You are on the verge of wonderful. You are on the verge of wonderful. This is a time of rebirth in order to ready you for your next flight. Your next flight being different than the current flight or the previous flights. You could be frightened as you may have to let go of things and people from your old life, but the end result will be well worth it. There are those people in your life who are the naysayers. You can't do that. That won't work. Who do you think you are? All that stuff. It might be time to bid them a kind farewell. You may be on the verge of a spiritual awakening. Your dreams, both in sleep and waking, may be more vivid than normal. You may actually be visited by those who have crossed over. And not to be concerned about that, the veil between is rather thin. They can communicate with us. It's not that big a deal. They have messages to share with you on this next step within your life. When you feel a sense of hopelessness, know that you are not lost, but just in a holding pattern. Be open and receptive that new horizons stand ready and waiting. Go deep within and seek spiritual guidance through meditation, counseling, or just talking with friends, as this will help you see your world in a new light. You have a unique path. All of us do. There's no one who can walk your path the way you can. There's no one who can walk your path. They have their own path to walk. Trust and release your fears now. Align yourself with the knowing that all is well. Start a dream journal. Keep it on your nightstand and write down both your conscious and subconscious dreams. Sometimes people will say to me, well, I couldn't remember the whole dream, so I didn't write it down. Even if you have a snippet, write it down. Even if it's just one little thing. I know there was a red book in the dream. Write it down. Write it down. And there's things you can do with those snippets that are very useful. So let me just give you some ideas with regard to that. First thing is keep paper and pencil by your bed, or what I like to do is on my phone, because my phone is charging beside the bed, I use that notes function and I just record the online recorder or the phone recorder, record it into the phone, and then in the morning I've got it. With as much detail as I can remember without having moved around too much, because then you start to lose the little pieces of it. But again, even a fragment is useful. My favorite thing to do with dreams, especially if I have no idea what they mean, because dreams sometimes are pretty heavily encoded, is take a piece of paper, run a line down the middle. On the left-hand side, I write down the dream in sort of narrative order. So I'm walking down a path, there's trees on the left, and there's a drop-off on the right. There's a great big stone in the middle of the path, blah, blah, blah. I just sort of write aspects down the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, I become those things and talk as if I am them. So I am a path. People walk me to get from here to there. I'm made of sand and rocks. I am constantly shifting. Whatever words come to you as you are that thing. Then you shift to the next thing. I'm a sheer drop-off. People need to be careful around me. I can carry people to their death. Whatever words come to you as you be those things. Then you go back and you read that whole narrative top to bottom. What I like to do is, again, say it into my voice recorder on my phone so that then I can play it back for myself and hear it. Because it's one thing to read it, another thing to say it, something entirely different to hear it. And you're listening with not just your physical ears, but the intuitive ears who know what you're meant to get out of that dream. Same thing in terms of, I'll give you lots of tools today. Same thing in terms of the visitation from the other side. If you want to have a conversation with someone who's crossed over, take your journal and write a dear whoever letter. So lately I've been writing a lot of letters to my maternal grandmother and my mother. And dear grandma, so I'm wondering about blah, blah, blah. Can you give me any guidance on that? Love, Bonnie. And then I have her write back, dear Bonnie, blah, blah, blah. And I'm amazed at what pops out. And there was a point where I was like, well, this is all bullshit. This is just, I'm the one who's doing this, right? And so I put the question in there, why does what you write back to me sound exactly like me? And I got this, not really sarcastic, but like, duh, Bonnie, sending back to me saying, I'm on the other side. I'm no longer trapped by the body I was in when I was there, or the thoughts that I had while I was there, or who I was when I was doing my earth walk as your grandmother. I can speak in any language now, and I'm choosing to give this to you in the language you understand, which is your language. So it's like, oh, that makes sense. But there's so many ways to tap the information, the things we pretend not to know, the things we, it would be good for us to bring into conscious awareness and do something with. So like this card is saying, take flight. The perspective there is that you're going to be doing some things. And you want those things to be in alignment with this new phase of your life, this new path you're going to be walking. Well, good morning, big guy. Someone's up early. You want to be stepping into this new you. So you can ask a question. The new me would do what with this circumstance? Or, so here it's Monday. What does the new me want to do on this fine Monday? What will I do differently? So for me today on this fine Monday, one of the things I'm going to be doing is more attention to self-care. I can tell in my back that I've been carrying boxes. You can see from my bookshelf there, I've been cleaning books out and getting ready for my move. So first thing, I've got an alarm set on my phone to remind me at 8 o'clock, I'm calling the chiropractor to see if I can sneak in today, either hopefully before yoga. I'm going to have a luncheon with my staff and the men who are buying the motel, so we can get some conversation going, get some continuity going, get some flow here. So there's many things I'm going to be doing today that are of my new life, the changes that are coming. Oh, and don't fret about early morning intuitive guidance. I plan to keep doing that. It is something I would miss if I didn't do it every day. So there may be a day, like move day, that it either doesn't happen or it happens way later in the day, but trust that I'm planning to keep showing up for this because I love doing this. So take flight. I'd like you to think about, how would you like to take flight today? Even if it's fledgling out of the nest, how can I make that little hop and do just a little flight? Maybe I hop from the nest onto the branch, then I hop back into the nest. That's okay. That's okay. What could be some little flights you could do today that stretch you into the you you're becoming? Again, I think for most of us, hopefully most of us are starting to get the idea that this is transition time for the world. We're all moving from who we were to who we're meant to be, more and more. And there will be those who go kicking and screaming as a pig to slaughter, but there will be those who are ready to truck on down that road and create a new being for themselves. How are things going to be different? How are you going to be freer, more open, more expansive, different than what you've allowed yourself thus far? Something fun to think about. You could write about that. That would be cool. So, have an awesome day. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are, and that this day is a beautiful opportunity to learn that. See you tomorrow. Bye.